mean, if you think about one of the great promises of the mobile device, it's that you have it with you everywhere. And right now we use it kind of to tap into a separate world, the internet world. But it's not as useful as it could be to navigate the world that we're literally occupying as we hold it. And so I really hope that next year we're talking a lot more about local and local-based services and how we can really help people solve problems in the physical world around them.
Next year at this time, it seems clear to me actually that the overall landscape of where we spend our time online will have shifted again, as it shifts every year, and that there will be some winners and some losers in that. But I think overall, we'll be paying more attention to services and products that allow us to really connect with one another, not one-to-one and not around sort of specific details, but the sense of one another, all in the world sort of doing the same things together. That's what we're looking for, and I think that's definitely what we'll be talking about a year from now.
I think next year at this time we will be talking more about what brands have done in virtual reality, and we'll start to see some really interesting executions in that space. I think we'll be talking more about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and virtual assistants. So how the cloud intelligence will start impacting what brands do and how consumers use that in their lives.
Next year at the conference, I think we're definitely still going to be talking about some of the same themes like programmatic, but I think it will be in a different context. So it won't be just online buying, it's going to be TV and radio and out of home, and ways programmatic is kind of infiltrating across the media spectrum. So that's one thing that I'm definitely anticipating for next year.
So I think next year we're really going to be talking about how we've gone from the possible of using data and technology and new techniques to the practice of what we've actually accomplished and done in a year's time, which I think will be absolutely amazing.
What we're going to talk about next year, I'm sure, is VR and augmented reality is really going to pick up, because today only 100,000 people have the headsets, but that's going to change a lot over this year, because you're going to see a lot of new products coming out at price points that actually make them accessible to people. So I'm sure next year we're going to have even more examples of great campaigns.
I think we're going to be talking about gaming next year at this time in a much greater degree. It has that trifecta of being immersive, being intimate, being two-way, and the consumer can really not only get involved in the game, but also connect with the larger tribal community.
I think we're going to be talking about a lot of things, but I think one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough is this thing that I refer to, and we're not even at the beginning of it, but I think it's coming, which is kind of power back to the creators, power back to business models, back to people who really know how to make content and experiences that touch real people in their real lives.
Who knows what the future lies? I think, and I hope what we're going to see, is we're going to see the industry working together in more collective synergy. When we talk about the clients, the trade bodies, the agencies, because at the moment there seems to be too much of a fractionalized organization going on, too many disparate views going on here, so we're not getting enough clarity in terms of how we can exploit this fantastic media.
Next year I think that I'm seeing the beginnings now of a transition towards brands actually taking ownership of their data and taking responsibility for measurement and taking it extremely seriously. In the past, we kind of hoped our agencies would measure for us, or we outsourced to our mixed modeling firm or whatever it was. But I see the pendulum swinging back and seeing brands realize that building this in-house capability for looking at data, using data, making decisions based on data is becoming a core competence.